Something you long believed to be true but realized wasn't.
Well, as one of the main opponents of the Illuminati, I always wanted to know what information they had that we didn't.
Imagine dedicating your life to truth, dignity, and integrity, only for the world to notice you after you're gone. That's exactly what happened to Malcolm-Jamal Warner, a child star turned activist, musician, father, and one of the few in Hollywood who refused to sell out. But according to Katt Williams, this wasn't just a tragedy, it was a warning. Because if you listen closely to the patterns, to the silence, to the sudden flood of tributes after years of being ignored, then you realize something deeper was going on, something hidden, something planned. So the question is, did Malcolm-Jamal Warner's principles make him a target in an industry that rewards conformity and punishes truth tellers? Let's break it all down.
Finally have an update on the drowning death of Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Now, according to ABC7, they stated that Malcolm-Jamal Warner had drowned while he was on vacation in Costa Rica. Now, the article goes on to say that Warner had drowned off the coast of Costa Rica on Sunday.
Malcolm-Jamal Warner passed away on July 20th, 2025 in what authorities described as a tragic accident. He was in Costa Rica on a quiet family vacation, swimming with his 8-year-old daughter near the remote beaches of Limon. That beach is beautiful but deadly. Rip currents are strong and deceptively fast, and the day Malcolm entered the water, there were no lifeguards on duty. Resources had been moved to other, more crowded beaches. Warning signs were posted, but riptides don't read signs.
Breaking news from the entertainment world today. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, a favorite actor from the 80s hit The Cosby Show, has died. Warner drowned off the coast of Costa Rica yesterday. Costa Rica National Police telling ABC News his official cause of death was asphyxia.
When Malcolm and his daughter began struggling in the water, local surfers jumped in to help. One hero pulled his daughter to safety. Another tried to reach Malcolm, but by the time first responders arrived, it was too late. The official cause of death, asphyxia by submersion, an accident, nothing more. Or was it? To understand why some people are raising eyebrows about Malcolm's death, you have to understand who he was. Malcolm-Jamal Warner wasn't your typical child star. He didn't flame out, he didn't chase clout, and he didn't fall into the stereotypical traps of drugs, scandals, or desperate reinventions.
It's fragile, and in the blink of an eye,
you never know.
You never know. So speaking of legacy, what do you hope that your legacy is going to be?
There is part of me that I will be able to leave this earth.
After rising to fame as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, Malcolm had every opportunity to lean into the fame machine. He could have done loud sitcoms, slapstick movies, outrageous cameos, but he didn't. He stepped back. He got selective. He chose purpose over popularity, and Hollywood didn't like that. Because when you're a black man in Hollywood and you don't play the clown, wear the wig, or dance for the camera, you're seen as a problem. Malcolm said no to roles that humiliated black men. No dresses, no coonery, no stereotypes, just truth, depth, and dignity. And that decision cost him.
I am tired of running for shade. And aren't you tired of being hustled and played?
Enter Katt Williams. For years, Katt has been one of the only celebrities brave enough to expose Hollywood's so-called rituals. He's spoken out on podcasts, in interviews, even on stage about how the entertainment industry rewards submission and punishes integrity. According to Katt, there's a playbook, and if you don't follow it, you're done. You don't wear the dress, you're out. You don't play the fool, they label you difficult. You don't fit the mold, they disappear you. Sound familiar? Katt says this isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a pattern. Look around. How many black men in Hollywood have skyrocketed only after putting on that dress, that wig, that joke version of themselves?
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter.
And now with Malcolm gone, Katt's warnings are suddenly making a lot more sense. Malcolm didn't fall off. He walked away. He launched a podcast called Not All Hood, a direct pushback against the media's portrayal of Black life as violent, ignorant, or broken. He highlighted nuance. He exposed double standards, and he called out how white executives still control the narrative of Black characters on screen. He even wrote an op-ed in 2021, pointing out that even when Black creatives are given temporary power, the stereotypes persist, just dressed in a suit instead of sagging jeans.
And aren't we all tired of crying about how hard it is to be Black in America, even if it looks like we've got it made? But freedom has its limits, so here we are.
But here's the thing. Studios don't want thoughtful critiques. They want marketable characters. And Malcolm, he was too smart, too grounded, too principled. His team even told him he wasn't marketable enough. Translation, he was too real to sell. While he lived, Malcolm was ignored by the mainstream. No award show spotlights, no trending roles, no major interviews. He was quietly doing meaningful work, directing plays about Black history, speaking out against toxic masculinity in hip-hop, and raising a daughter with purpose.
Tear-streaked and salt-stained faces. Traces of trauma and pain lace our DNA like our Black pride is cut and laced with self-hate, and we still think it's dope.
But the moment he died, suddenly the industry couldn't stop talking about him. Streaming services announced unreleased Malcolm-Jamal Warner projects. Celebs posted tributes, news outlets called him a legend. Where was all this love when he was alive? Katt Williams says it plain, they only lift you up when you can't push back. Hollywood loves a sanitized, silent Black icon, someone they can package, mourn, and move on from, without ever dealing with what that person really stood for. Malcolm wasn't just picky about his acting roles. He was vocal about the direction of Black culture, especially in music.
And he says, the thing about a Black boy is you don't necessarily want to beat a Black boy. What you want to do is you want to love him so divinely. You want to love him so fiercely that your disappointment will kill him. You want to adore him so much that the last thing he wants to do is disappoint you.
He called out misogyny in rap. He criticized artists he once admired, even J. Cole, for using the N-word and degrading women in their lyrics. He challenged the idea that turning hate-filled words into terms of endearment was empowering. He said, "If I'm trying to speak love and upliftment to my brother, why am I borrowing words from people who hate me?" He believed the normalization of violence, misogyny, and self-hatred in Black music wasn't just artistic, it was political, and it was dangerous. And when Kendrick and Drake's beef went viral, Malcolm didn't celebrate it. He said, "We're glorifying conflict while ignoring substance. That's not the kind of message the industry wants amplified." What's strange isn't just how Malcolm lived, it's how his death fits into a bigger pattern. The beach was known for being dangerous. There were warning signs in both English and Spanish, but no lifeguards were on duty that day. An odd move given the beach's reputation. And the moment Malcolm died, the narrative was instantly framed as an accident. No foul play, no delay, just an open and shut case. Now let's be clear, accidents happen, tragedies happen, but context matters. And in the context of someone who stood against industry norms, someone who resisted roles, rejected fame, and spoke out about systemic issues, it's fair to ask tough questions. Katt Williams isn't claiming to have evidence of foul play. He's pointing to the system, the way it erases people who don't play along, until it's too late to fight back. Now everyone's posting about Malcolm, but is it respect or a rebrand? Is Hollywood mourning the man or using his image now that he's finally safe? Because let's be real, if Malcolm had lived another 20 years doing what he was doing, criticizing the gatekeepers, refusing to conform, would they be celebrating him? Or would he still be getting passed over? The answer is uncomfortable, but it's real.
Just like the music we're programmed to celebrate. Can you tell me the fate of a people who consciously take the bait and embrace the very traits placed upon them by their captors who by design are inclined to keep them believing they're second rate?
Katt Williams said it best. The game will love you when it can use you, but if you keep your soul, they don't want you. So what's the lesson? That it's better to live a quiet, principled life than to die a loud, compromised one? Or that in this industry, truth tellers are only appreciated when they can't tell the truth anymore. Malcolm-Jamal Warner didn't wear the dress. He didn't play the fool. He didn't sell himself out for ratings, roles, or retweets. He stayed grounded. He raised his daughter with love. He criticized what needed to be criticized, and he lived with dignity. And now that he's gone, the world suddenly calls him a legend. But the real ones knew. We always knew. The question is, why does someone have to die for the industry to listen? And when will we start celebrating people like Malcolm while they're still here, not just when they're gone? Let us know what you think in the comments. Was Malcolm pushed out for not playing the game? Is Katt Williams right about the industry's rituals? Or are we just finally waking up to the truth? Hit that like button if you respect Malcolm's legacy. Subscribe for more content that pulls back the curtain on the entertainment industry. And as always, stay awake, stay sharp, and stay real.